Noxious weeds are a challenge for many here in Montana, including some of our state parks.
This week in Fish and Wildlife, we visit the state's first state park where a new study has started looking to control one of those weeds.
This week in Fish and Wildlife, sponsored by your local Montana Toyota dealers.
Thursday morning, time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. We're out in the field this morning at Lewis and Clark Caverns State Park. Joining us this morning, Riley Bell. Riley, we're standing in the middle of a grassy field here for an obvious reason. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here at the Caverns this morning.
So this year we have started a new program to try to restore the grassland to its original habitat. So we were working with Bear Chemical Company, trying to control the cheatgrass we have here, which is a very hardy, noxious grass we have in the area. So we're just trying to knock it down. So we have a little test spot up here, try to control it.
Tell, if you can, just kind of go into what this study is about. How are you managing it this year?
So this year we sprayed the chemical early spring. We had it wet for maybe a quarter inch of rainfall to get the chemical into the ground. It stays right in the topsoil, so it doesn't leach into the soil, doesn't go into the water source. And then so it kind of stays there, gets into the plant seed itself. Second year is when we actually start seeing the effect of the chemical. When the grass starts coming back up, that's when the chemical starts going for the sheath of the grass itself. So then it can't push all the way through the topsoil, and that's how it kind of combats regrowing. So it takes about a 2-year process to actually see effect going. So
this cheatgrass problem isn't unique to the Caverns, but this study has got to be interesting for you to see how well this is going to work out here.
Yeah, this is kind of one of the first studies I've been part of since I've been with Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. So it's kind of interesting seeing the change and what we can do to get the area back to the native habitat it was at one point.
You mentioned just started. Are you seeing any progress at this point?
Early in the spring, we saw quite a bit of progress because we had to spray a Roundup with it, give a nice kill to get that chemical going. So then we saw one, not so much right now. We saw all the vegetation is coming back from that Roundup. So right now we can't see too much because other vegetation has taken over. But next year we should be able to see a lot of change.
And then if it works, does it go further from here?
We'll discuss that with our higher ups in the agency, along with our consultant from Bear, and we got people from Jefferson County Weed districts. We got MSU working with us. We got a graduate student from Montana State working with us. So we got a lot of people involved in this project. So kind of all get together, talk about it as a group, and decide where we want to go from there.
Sounds like we have a great follow-up for us as well. Riley Bell joining us this morning. We're at Lewis and Clark Caverns State Park on the very beginning stages of a study taking a look at trying to control some cheatgrass out here. Riley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife was brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.